Live from QSR Automation Studios in New York City, it's the Hospitality Hangout podcast with the restaurant guy and the finance guy. QSR Automation, the global leader in restaurant technology.
The brain, Shatzy, the brain.
The brain. Jimbo, we got a fabulous show.
We do. We do have a fabulous show. We have an in-studio friend and guest with us. This is going to be super exciting.
You don't usually get that in studio.
Not a lot of
people are afraid. People are afraid.
Wouldn't you be?
I am afraid of me.
Look at this. Anyway, I want to welcome everyone more formally to the Hospitality Hangout, a hospitality-focused podcast where, as Shatzy mentioned, the founders of Branded share their insights and bring technology and innovation and restaurant leaders that are making things happen in the industry you love. My name is Jimmy Frischling, otherwise known as the finance guy, and I will reintroduce and throw it back to my partner, Mr. Michael Schatzberg, also known as the restaurant guy.
And thank you for that kind introduction, Jimmy. And to all those listening, feel free to call me Shatsy. We are the voices behind Branded Hospitality. We are at the intersection of capital, hospitality, restaurants, innovation, CPG, everything, and everything in between.
I always know how much iced tea you've had with caffeine
right.
when we're at the intersection of so many things.
We are at the intersection of everything.
Used to just be technology, hospitality, tech, and capital. Now it's...
Well, you know what, Jimbo? I got to tell you, I've been thinking last night. I had a delicious meal downstairs at Isabel's.
Yes.
Dina was there. Don Mickey was there. It was fabulous. Great meal. And I went home and had a glass of wine, and I was thinking, you know what I was thinking about? Wouldn't it be amazing if you had a stress-free kitchen? Just a stress-free kitchen.
Yes.
Do you know there's a way to do that, Jimmy?
But tell us how.
QSR Automations.
Boom.
Boom. They're making service easier for everybody. Jimbo, QSR Automation. Jimmy, do you realize they're in 21 countries? In the top 25 casual dining restaurants are using QSR Automation? That means something, right?
Means a lot.
It does.
Yes.
If you say it means a lot, it does, right?
It really does mean a lot.
80 point-of-sale partners worldwide, 140,000 global resellers. I may have exaggerated a little bit on that 140,000.
Leave the numbers to me.
But, Jimbo, they have Connect Smart Kitchen. They have Connect Smart Host, Connect Smart Go, Connect Smart Recipe Plus, Connect Smart Insights, Connect Smart Jimmy, Connect Smart Chat. They Connect Smart everything. I got to tell you, Jimbo, if you have a restaurant and you don't have QS Automations, it's not stress-free.
Not stress-free.
Let's go, Jimbo. Let's jump.
You know what? If we ended the podcast just on that factoid,
that's it.
It might not be our best podcast.
No, it might not be. But I got to tell you, we had a great plug in there for QS Automation.
But it was a great plug for QS.
And they're our friends, and they're doing great things over there.
Okay, I now get to bring, here we go, today's episode, and we're super excited for our friend and our second-time guest, Mr. Sam Bakhshandehpour. Shoot, blew that.
Jimbo, you didn't. It was good. It's Sam B.
I'm asking.
You nailed it.
No, I'm winding it back because Mr. Sam Bakhshandehpour, Mr. Bakhshandehpour, I said, look, Shatsy, people butcher your name a little bit. Okay?
That's why I just go Shatz.
And people butcher even my name.
Frischling.
Okay, but Sam.
My friend LaFranc still calls me Scatsy.
Yes, I wanted to show respect, Bakhshandehpour, because that name deserves respect. He is the CEO of
the new CEO.
He recently promoted from board member and president. He has now assumed the reins. CEO.
You're taking my whole bit.
Okay, well then I'm gonna leave your bit back to you, but I'm just gonna jump in and simply just say we're very excited to have Sam B here. I'm gonna kick off a little bit of Trivia Tuesday, and then Shatsy, send it back to you for your Fraser Crane moment of sharing some factoids about our friend.
Oh, we're doing a little.
But Trivia Tuesday. You have any music for Trivia Tuesday?
Jimbo, don't we always have music for something?
Yes, we do. All right, here's how the game is played. We have 3 factoids about our friend Sam. 2 are true, 1 less so, also known as
I'm
not
great
true.
at this game, by the way.
Or is a lie. Here are 3 factoids. You stick around to the end, you get to hear Shatsy guess which are the 2 truths and which is a lie. 2 truths and a ute. And then play along at home if you want. All right, here we go. Fact 1. Sam's favorite meal.
With the home version of Jimmy's Trivia Tuesday.
You're going to send you home with turtle wax and the home edition of
I love
Trivia
turtle
Tuesday.
wax.
All right, fact 1. Sam's favorite meal is a steak dinner.
Okay, I can believe that.
Fact 2, Sam is a 3-time Collegiate Water Polo Association Coach of the Year. And when Shatsy shares a few factoids or about Sam's background, you'll understand where that comes in. Fact 3, Sam's favorite TV genre is soap operas, something he picked up from his mom.
I got to tell you, this is a really hard one because like the steak, I mean, that's so. Oh, you're going on a limb there. My favorite meal is a steak dinner, you know?
It's not everyone's favorite meal.
But soap operas. I mean, I don't even like who. He's a restaurant guy. He's sitting home in the afternoon.
But a little heart
tug. Housewife.
Little heart tug there on the attributed to his mom.
Who's watching soap? All right, listen. Well, you know what? Well, stay tuned to them and find out, right?
All right.
I think I got what I know. What I got. Blah, 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 blah.
Stick around to the end. All right, Shatsy. I'm not going to infringe on your time now.
Well, no, because Jimbo, before we get into Sam, I mean, he's been here for 25 minutes already. Still hasn't said a word. Not one word. People are like, maybe this guy's not even there. You know, it's full AI. We like to know how our guest got to be. I mean, the CEO of José Andrés Group. I mean, that's a big deal. They got like 10,000 restaurants all over the place.
Again, leave the numbers to me.
They got a lot, though. I mean, every city I go, there seems to be, oh, you got to go to this. It's a new José Andrés. Oh, it seems like they're everywhere, you know. But this guy, okay, let me tell you. First of all, the guy went to Georgetown, okay? I'm going to drop something here because he played water polo.
Yes.
Georgetown.
But playing water polo and being a 3-time coach of the year.
You know something? That would be a coincidence. It doesn't mean, you know, he played doesn't mean he was a coach. I agree. Look, the guy went to Oxford, okay? He speaks like 9 languages, okay? He bartended in college, Jimmy, for 2 years. So who bartended?
We did.
We both did. So
yes.
we appreciate that. I got to tell you. So the guy's a restaurant guy. He went into SBE Hospitality. That's Sam Nazarian's group, right?
Yes.
And then Jimmy, you know what Sam did?
Yes, before hospitality.
Financial analyst.
Yes.
Okay, this guy was going over there to Deutsche Bank, JP Morgan. Jimmy, you went to all these weird name banks like Deutsche and Societe Generale and what's the other one you went to? You went to another weird one.
UBS.
Yeah, well, that's a weird one.
Bear Stearns.
You don't even know what that's. Yeah, all right. Well, Bear Stearns is not that weird. But anyway, cultivate hospitality finds out. Then he gets a break, okay? He meets this guy, José Andrés, okay? He sees him on TV. He's like, I got to meet this guy. He sees him on like the cooking channel or something like that. I got to meet this guy. And he meets him, all right? And then in 2020, Jose likes him. And he says, you know what? You're going to be the president and board member of my company. That's what happened. And now he's the CEO 14 years later. But it was all started when he saw Jose on the cooking channel.
4 years later.
Whatever. But my math isn't great. But he saw him on the cooking channel and he liked him and they got to know each other and now here we are. And let me tell you something, Jimbo. And now I can introduce to you our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, Sam B. Here he goes. He's walking in right now. Jimbo, look at him in a blazer. The guy is gorgeous, absolutely stunning. Sam, welcome to the Hangout. Did I get anything right on that introduction?
I thought the podcast was over after that intro. I got nothing more to add.
Yeah, I got to be honest. That's a lot. We're dropping knowledge there, right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So did I get anything right?
You nailed it.
Thank you.
You nailed it.
Yes. Crush it, Sam.
Jimbo, we got a guest here, man. Let's go. Let's kick it off.
All right, listen. Usually Shatsy gets the breaking news, but clearly our producer is thinking fondly of me. So it's always fun to kick off a podcast with some breaking news. José Andrés Group. Can I call it JAG? Does it go by JAG?
JAG is the name.
Okay. It is expanding further into the hospitality space. Love what the brand is doing, and will be opening not 1, not 2, but 3 hotels next year. The JAG has this almost takeover of the F&B on behalf of hotels. We've been to the Ritz and Nomad, and it's incredible what José Andrés Group is doing there. But can you share a little bit more on your new focus of growing hotel brands and the concept, or really, of activating the whole hotel box? That's what I love, activating the whole hotel box.
What's the hotel going to be called? Is it the José Andrés Hotel?
Placeholder right now is the Bazaar Hotel by José Andrés.
Bazaar Hotel. I
Wow.
love it.
I love Bazaar. Bazaar that's JAG. You say Bazaar, people think now.
It's bizarre.
No, they think JAG.
Oh, no, but it's just bizarre.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I love it.
You won't forget it.
So the Bazaar Hotel brand. Wait, what cities? Did we talk at the cities?
Let's let Sam talk about it. Let's talk about the activating of the whole hotel box.
Yeah, so listen, given my background, first off, thank you guys. Appreciate being on here. It's always a good time. Even if I don't say a word, I've already had fun.
No,
So
you're
that's
like
that's what
I like to call you an Oscar winner.
Yeah. Cool. The music's coming on, so I have to leave already.
Do I have to get that Oscar music? Yeah, no, I don't do that with Jimmy.
No, but I started in real estate and lodging investment banking at JP Morgan, grew up in the boardrooms of these casino companies and learn the hotel and casino business. We launched the SLS Hotel when I went in-house with Colony's investment to grow what was a nightlife company that had morphed into a restaurant company that had launched a hotel business, grew that business. The rest is history. And when I invested in José's business through Silverstone and my partner through the Bazaar brand, we looked at this company, and I'd already partnered with José at SLS, where he launched the Bazaar. And I'm like, that hotel should have been called the Bazaar Hotel.
Wait, was that the SLS? Was that in Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills.
I remember going there.
Beverly Hills.
And I remember
Miami.
eating at the Bazaar.
And people would go to that. First of all, I always joke around. I'm like, it wasn't in Beverly Hills. It was Beverly Hills adjacent.
It was
a stretch.
It was next door. It was very close.
It's like you calling
It's on
me
the
an
border.
Oscar winner.
Yeah, it was on the border.
It's a border.
Yes, it was on the border. Nice hotel. Yeah, it's still there.
But if the hotel, the brand was always this experience of Bazaar. People would be like, oh, we're going to the Bazaar Hotel. We were going to stay there to go to the Bazaar. And that kind of stuck with me. And locals loved it. Tourists loved it. Business travelers stayed there. And then whoever was the hotel guest, they loved having meetings there, drinks there, dinner.
It was a very sexy lounge lobby area. Very sexy.
Completely. Had nothing to do with me, clearly.
No. It was very sexy. You're sexy. That hotel was sexy. Clearly, you designed it.
But we went from, Beverly Hills to Miami to Vegas. And then when I came in to José's world, now as an investor advisor, and about 5 years ago, he asked me to come in-house to partner up with his co-founder, Rob Wilder, José, and me to form this office of the CEO to figure out future strategy. The first thing I leaned on was the success he had, some with us, with the SLS, but José had done this with the Cosmopolitan. There was a huge history, long-standing history of success within hotels. My background with casinos, I said, look, what you do, José, is exactly what the casino CEOs told me for years. Mr. Wynn, Jim Murren, all these big hotel CEOs would talk about how we want to maximize the capture of the guest spend. They stay with us, they gamble with us, they go to dinner, the spa, the nightclub.
You never leave. Every dollar you spend on that strip is with me, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we did kind of the same thing at SLS. Mm-hmm. And now you can do this for other hotel brands. Let's go with our friends from Marriott, from Hilton recently, and one of the 3 next year is going to be with Hyatt, our first project with Hyatt. We said, look, let's go and have multi-concepts within the box. And you highlighted Ritz Nomad. I said, look, if Jimmy's staying at Ritz, you're staying at the hotel, you grab breakfast lunch, and dinner at Zaytinya. You walk over to the Bazaar bar downstairs in your lobby bar experience, which is activated.
Drink all the Macallan 12 they have.
And we appreciate that. And then walk upstairs to the Bazaar for this incredible culinary journey, and then end up on the 50th floor rooftop at New Baloo's for experience of a lifetime, never leaving property, before dinner or after dinner. That's how we have one of the highest grossing restaurants in Manhattan, and it makes money, and that hotel has top rate in the city as well. That's kind of the trifecta for us.
And that's what I've been loving as I learn more about the model is you think about, a Milton Friedman enthusiast, self-interest. What does the hotel get? First of all, they get an elevated food and beverage offering thanks to
you have to have it.
And they get better occupancy, more consistent. They get higher room rates.
You're just going to spend the money somewhere. You got to eat.
Yep.
So why not just stay? You're buying for a hotel. Why not you stay at the spa?
Completely.
You got the hotel and you got the F&B. And everyone, like you said, breakfast is a no-brainer. So you're already eating breakfast there.
Listen, these hotel brands do it so well. What you want to be is in early or be part of the overall programming versus just having a hotel restaurant, which is an amenity and an afterthought because of convenience. You want to actually give it identity, create a destination for locals, and build an experience in totality.
I love the model, and again, I'm just super excited for everything I'm watching the group do. You're also now, in addition to running restaurants, in addition now to the hotels, you've launched José Andrés Media, and I found this to be not just so interesting, but actually really want to learn, because we have our, branded is in our business, our podcast, our newsletter, our events.
We have a media empire, Jimmy. Branded hospitality media. Don't undersell.
I don't undersell the empire. I'm not sure empire. We got
somewhere between Fox,
a partition,
and Disney.
Partition. But no, you guys with the José Andrés, the media, it's to connect content, culture, and venues. So that means you guys, and really under José's kind of expertise in stardom. He's a New York Times bestseller, author. He's a TV personality. He has an award-winning podcast, which is similar to Branded, except we don't have the award. He's got the award-winning. We got
Jimmy,
the podcast.
We've won awards. Okay, stop it.
Okay, so this is all to me a flywheel.
And we got Sam B, an Oscar winner, on our podcast.
I love it. So can you share a little more?
José probably never got Sam on his podcast.
Well, you have to check that.
I'll bet Sam.
Oh,
never. See?
Okay.
Can't even get him. He's too busy.
Can you share a little more about what the media program is going to be doing? And specifically, I understand the newest program is Masterclass.
So first off, we technically have an Emmy Award with the first show we did, which was José Andrés and family in Spain.
Oh, that was good. I did like that.
So 6-episode travelogue throughout Spain, 6 different cities. And I use this word flywheel internally. That show was a direct tie-in to all of our Spanish restaurants, which is the heart and soul of the company. So people would come down the street to Mercado Little Spain and say, look, I watched this show. I want to try these dishes. And we created a passport, which was the Mercado Little Spain. It was a Spanish passport that tied into the show. Show won an Emmy, brought more awareness to our restaurants. And that was the flywheel. And if you enjoyed the Paella Valenciana episode of the show, and you had it in the restaurant, now you could order the kit and send it to your home. And that was the flywheel between CPG, media, and the restaurants. The beauty of this company, though, is it's rich in content. And that's when I first looked at it, I'm like, this is 30 years. At the time, it was 25 years of content building, IP generation, of incredible storytelling. It was an R&D machine. They just kept pumping out new concepts, new stories, thousands of recipes. And we sat there and said, look, let's now go figure out the handful of brands that have the ability to scale. Let's launch this media division. And when I first approached José, I said, look, José Andrés Media, jam, it's perfect. You do storytelling in the restaurants. You've clearly done it previously with great success with Made in Spain. Let's just formalize it. Landed UTA as our agency. We partnered up and really said, let's lean into producing great content. That was the show. You nailed the podcast. Masterclass is the latest that came in. José has a love of history of food, which I've always admired. And if you watch the 3 episodes, it takes a journey through really where the American history of food comes from. And from dishes to, culture, techniques. That's it's real rich, in-depth storytelling. And then you have the incredible culinary journey that he's been on for, 30 years in this country. Comes to life in a master class. You learn that. We have another big show coming out soon, the pilot on Amazon.
Is that breaking news? Can we announce that on the show?
I'll come back for my 3rd visit.
That is another break of it. 2 breaking news on 1 episode. I've never seen that.
Impossible.
It's unbelievable. Now, I think it's really awesome. I just want to change gears a little bit. I mean, it's amazing what you guys are doing. I mean, you've been in hospitality a long time. And I said earlier, you were a bartender at some point. And I think it's a real interesting issue that we're having in hospitality. And I was just talking to someone just this weekend, and they were talking about how there's no career path in hospitality.
So funny.
And I said, it's the 2nd largest employer in the entire country, next to the government. What do you mean there's no career path? Like, well, if you're a waiter or a bartender, well, what, you gonna be a waiter for the rest of your life? I'm like, well, no, you wouldn't be a waiter or a bartender for the rest of your life. That's your first job. And I think we're having a bit of a messaging issue in the industry where people are saying there's no career path in hospitality.
Big time.
And I think what's happening is people are they're getting a job there, and then there's nobody coaching them, perhaps, and I want to get your thoughts on this, okay, I'm a waiter, I'm not a dancer, I'm not an actor, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm working, and I'm going. Someone needs to say, hey, is this something you want to stay because here's a career path. Here's how we can move. I want to get your thoughts on, because it's hard because we're looking for staff. We're looking for people. We're looking for managers, ops people. What are you guys doing to encourage your employees and your talent that there is a career path, there is a transition from this job to that job to become, from a bartender to becoming the CEO of a giant global international brand like yourself? I mean, you're not a one-off. There are lots of people that have that journey. I just don't think we're telling people.
No, I appreciate that. You know, bartending's not the same as being a bartender, giving away free drinks to my buddies on special guest nights.
I used to do that too.
It was the best.
You had to promote it.
Became very popular. You're very
Get him out from
popular.
behind the bar.
The ladies liked it too.
You know, you can run with that one on the next episode. The beauty of this industry is, I do agree with you. We promote from within, and the beauty is you can build a career. And the stories I love to highlight internally are our chef, who is now one of the senior members of the IT department, which for the life of me, I don't understand why you'd want to go from cooking to IT, separate conversation.
Yeah.
Food runners, bussers, cooks, dishwashers who've moved into regional manager roles, you know, larger positions within our home office. We have a story of people moving from region to region, mobility, started in DC, ended up in LA, Vegas, are now in Chicago, moving out to Dubai, and then various ranks of the business. And when you think about hospitality, it's one of these crazy industries that touches everything from finance, accounting. You can look at the
Gotta wear a
numbers
lot of
side
hats,
it.
man.
You have a marketing hat, you have a customer service hat, you
Sometimes
have
plumbing and electrician.
You're a GC sometimes without even knowing it, managing all the trades.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually a beautiful industry where if you look around you in a restaurant, you're touching so many different sectors of knowledge. And to build a career, it was always the transitional job. And I joke around, when I first moved to LA, you go to the same restaurant 2 nights in a row, and you get the same server with 2 different accents. I'm like, wait, weren't you Australian last night? You know, like, what? And they would literally practice their accent because they were surveying in order to go to, you know, auditions
Right, yeah.
during the day. And it was always transitional. And then COVID hit, and those people all left the industry and found other transitional jobs that they could do it remotely and off of their laptop. What we're trying to do, and we're very fortunate where, you know, José does God's work, and I never talk about it, it's entirely separate, but what the men and women of World Central Kitchen do, and what our whole company stands for, is this purpose-driven halo that you wake up in the morning, you're like, we're doing something that's going to touch lives. Part of it is, let's build some careers. And you can be an immigrant, come in here as a dishwasher, build a career within hospitality.
But it does take some encouragement from the highest levels of the company to like mentor or take people that and say, hey, what do you want to do with your life? What do you like what you're doing? Hey, you know what? You're good at this. I could, you know, it does take it, because a lot of people don't see a career path because no one's helping them understand that there is other opportunities within the organization.
We invest in people, in training, in career mobility.
Right.
And we share pretty openly internally. We're like, look at our pipeline over the next 2 years. Look at it in the next 6 months.
You got 3 hotels to open. You can need a lot of people.
We need a lot of people.
And it's like you said, taking people from within that know your culture, know what your brand stands for. It seems to me that's better. I don't think it's easier, but better.
Taking pride in building a career and being a number 2 and wanting to move to a new region, prove yourself as a number 2 to be a number 1, and then as a number 1, you become a regional director, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like, there's a fire in the belly, and the people who have that, we give them all the opportunity.
I think we're at a really interesting inflection point. I think everyone should have a stint working in hospitality.
It's one of our big things.
And I
Love
think,
that.
if everyone just at least spent 6+ months, first of all, everyone would be a little nicer. I think the specific to the service, you know, the trying really hard to make the guest experience successful. I think that is a really excellent skill to be part of. And then to a certain extent, since the pandemic and the flood of other gig opportunities, I actually think there's been somewhat of a healthy washout. Now, if you're coming into this industry, there is the idea of being hospitable, of working to serve and create a good experience. And this dovetails, into, before we move on, I have a lot of isms. I could go through the laundry list and Shaz be mad at me, and we'd also exhaust the oxygen on this podcast. But you have your own kind of ism that I love, and it's hospitality is a responsibility. Can you share a little bit more about this responsibility that you, and I say Branded, shares in this view, taking this unspoken oath to uphold? Hospitality is a responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility.
I think it's bigger than a doctor.
I like that.
I've
never taken it that far, but I like it.
I've never been on a plane where someone goes, is there someone who works in hospitality?
I think it's as important as the medical field, Jimmy. That's the yeah. Because we'd all die without food. Okay, Jimmy?
Okay. Well, let's say
a little bit of a stretch, but I like where you're going with it. I never put myself teacher, doctor, hospitality.
Yes. Dr. Sam.
No, I view it as a very big responsibility because if you think about it, people give their most precious time of the week, whether they've had a good day or a bad day, they go to one of our restaurants to share a meal with friends, with colleagues, and they're giving you that opportunity. Time is the most precious.
Yes.
They're blessing you, by the way.
Like truly. Because there's
a lot of choices.
Thousands of options in this city.
25,000 here in New York.
That's a lot of options. So for us and with our staff, I'm like, it's pretty simple. If you view it as a responsibility, you take pride in that, you treat people with respect, you smile, and sometimes you don't get it back, but it's still your responsibility. Like you do things the right way.
Yeah.
And I value that. And again, having the nightlife experience, you sit there, you're like, people work all week and then they blow all their money to go out and celebrate. You want to make sure, what do they have? Memories. Because years later, what do we have?
All about.
It's all about those memories that are created.
How great was that night we were in LA, we were at Bazaar, or we were in Vegas, or we were in New York?
That's a responsibility.
I agree. That's why I think it's as important as, or more important than being a doctor.
I'm going to leave you on your own on that one.
I'm telling you,
but
Jimmy, it's really important because at the end of the day, I always tell our team on the restaurant side, when someone walks in our door, they chose us over 25,000 other options.
Wow.
Like, that's wild that they chose you, and you got to just make sure they have a great time. Great meal, great time. That's it.
No, the one thing I want to share, because I give this advice a lot to people that, let's say, are not in the business, but clearly engage with us often, is that this responsibility, it's so much more effective when it works both ways. So I respect, and I like Sam's hospitality responsibility, and the team, the staff, they want to make sure this is a successful experience. My advice to guests is recognize this is a two-way relationship, and if you just come at this with a little being nice, come at it with a little positive enthusiasm, you will have a superior experience. They feed off each other.
What do you do every time you go to a bar or sit down? You personally?
I feel like I'm going to be made fun of.
No, you're not, because I love it. I do it now.
I introduce them. I genuinely ask for the name of the person taking care of us.
And I do it all the time.
And my next comment, I introduce my wife or my daughter, whoever I'm with. I say, let's have a great time together. Let's have a great night.
Jimmy does it everywhere we go. We sit at a bar. Goes, hi, I'm Jimmy. To the bartender, we sit at a restaurant. Hi, I'm Jimmy, and then I'm Luis or whatever, and I got to tell you, it breaks the ice.
That.
Now you can say that it's
start doing that.
The staff's responsibility a lot of times just to introduce themselves, but you know what? It goes both ways. To Jimmy's point,
both ways.
And now we know his or her name. They know our name, and I got to tell you, now it's a great.
It's the simplest. Like not even call it a hack. It will help your own guest experience if you just come in with a little positivity and being decent. Just two-way relationship.
I love it. Jimbo, do you hear that?
No, I can't believe we brought this segment back.
Oh, yeah. We're going right into hot or not. Sam, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
I'm going to throw out a couple of lines, and I just want you to say hot or not. All right? QR code ordering.
Unfortunately not.
Virtual kitchens.
Hot.
Breakfast all day.
Hot.
Jimbo, would you like to opine on hot or not?
I gotta tell you, we could have an entire episode just on these three topics because Sam had conviction on each one.
Yes.
There was a not and a yet and a hot and a hot. I think I want to go with a breakfast all day. Because I'm really, he was confident on virtual kitchens, which I would love to talk, but I want to go breakfast all day because this is the first time, let's say we have.
Was it hot or not?
Well, we have first time on hot or not, and we have an outstanding person who is truly covering all the meals of the day. So he's got a breakfast place, he's got dinner place, he's got cocktail places, and yet breakfast all day was hot. So I'll let you opine on that further.
That's a personal preference. We don't, our restaurants, we're not a breakfast all day, but eggs should not be limited to breakfast.
Who decided that?
I don't know who made that decision.
Pork plays all free meals. Steak gets all free meals.
Yeah.
Salmon gets all free meals. The egg gets shunned.
The egg lobbying has not done a good job.
We open our arms and embrace the egg. Last night, had dinner at Bazaar. José's Taco has a quail egg on top of the Iberico ham, caviar with a quail egg. And I sat there, I didn't even make the connection. I'm like, that's breakfast all day?
Breakfast all day.
I mean, go down to Lake Express for lunch. I mean, how many times we have omelets?
Yep. I have to tell you, I have a young daughter. You want to make a group of first graders loving life. Dinner time, breakfast for dinner. The kids go nuts. They love it.
Pancakes for dinner?
Pancakes for dinner. They waffles or
Why
French.
not?
They go nuts. It's
What's
joy.
pancakes and a pizza? What's that noise, Jimmy? Jimmy, your phone. Your phone. Turn that off. We're in the middle.
It's silent.
I'm saying that we're middle of an incredible discussion here about breakfast all day and pizza and pancakes, and I hear something. It's Jimmy's phone.
I agree with
Now, where were we, Sam? Breakfast all day. Pancakes. And what's the difference? Pancakes, pizza.
I'm telling you.
Maple syrup is good.
It brings people
little butter.
It brings people joy. And then imagine, think if that was a movie with Michael Douglas falling down. Guy walks in 5 minutes after the breakfast.
Very angry.
He's very. Can I get the breakfast? And they're like, sorry, you missed it by 3 minutes. Yeah, don't piss
Was that at McDonald's? Where was it? Yeah,
wherever it was.
They used to, because they would stop that breakfast, and people were really mad. They were like, you couldn't get that Egg McMuffin.
When that screen flipped.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, no, I agree. Breakfast all day is. I'm a big fan.
All right.
Jimbo?
Yes. So I want to go to talking back clearly, and our intro to this episode of the podcast proved it. Shatsy and I like to gab and talk and chat a little bit, especially Shatsy. But we did learn along the way that sometimes our guests have a question or two for us. So we're going to kick off talking back. We're going to pass the microphone to Sam and invite him to ask us a question. And as we like to say, nothing is off the table.
Amazing. So you mentioned we have thousands of restaurants, which I appreciate.
I did. I counted on the website.
If we do get close to that, say 100 restaurants, how do we maintain our quality? Going from local to national to global.
I mean, I got to tell you, first of all, I would make sure that I have Sam B as the CEO.
Appreciate that.
As we grow, I would do anything in my power. If Sam comes to my office and is like, listen, I got a better offer. I'm leaving. I'd be like, Sam, what do you need? Just name it. And I would just give you whatever you wanted. So first of all, I would make sure I had you with me.
I hope my board of directors is listening to this. Thank you.
I know Rob's listening.
Rob and
big,
José,
yeah, 100%. José's probably off in the world somewhere, but Rob's listening.
Rob always listens.
You too, Lord David.
And I think that, to what we discussed earlier, I think it really comes down to your team. And I think building that culture, that instilling that culture of winning and that environment of hospitality with your team and building from within and growing from within, I think is incredibly important. Keeping those leaders and those people that are feeding into that leadership, that they know that it's not a dead end, that there's room for growth. And as we grow and expand, you're going to be part of that journey. And as if I make more money, you're going to make more money. If I get more stock, you're going to get more stock. And our success is not just because of me and Sam, my phenomenal CEO, was now incredibly overpaid, by the way, because I just gave him whatever he wanted and it was ridiculous. But and Sam's going to probably give half to all his team members because that's the kind of guy he is. But no, all kidding aside, that's the kind of stuff that you've got to do.
I appreciate that.
The only thing I want to add, and I think this will be a high-quality problem, which, again, high-quality problem. Whenever I go to a José Andrés restaurant, I will say the expectations are high, but I'll also say I have confidence that it's going to be delivered upon. And that is, I think there are very few restaurant brands that have that type of consistency, and there's nothing easy about being that consistent and delivering at that high level. And I think that's a testament to everything that the group has done. And again, really hard to do. The high quality problem is that with the success is going to come more opportunities and more properties approaching you saying, we'd like you to do this, like you to do that. And then you'll have to balance, and I'm sure you will, the desire to, well, the opportunity is there, let's grow. And also the reality is that our brand, and there's something very authentic, and that word gets overused a lot, but I really do think it's appropriate for everything José stands for, from the World Central Kitchen down into the restaurants, into the programming. Everything is very intentional and it's very real.
Great.
Hard to maintain that, and I think you're going to be inundated with requests to open. And then the question is how do you manage the growth to maintain the quality of which you guys have just been known for? I think that'll be an interesting challenge.
I appreciate that, guys. Well put.
Oh, I got to tell you, we're going right in. I got to tell you, that's a great question, by the way, but we're going right into a little. We're going. I got the wrong music for this, by the way.
But who doesn't like tequila?
It's a good song.
No, I do like it, but I got to go with something else though, because this is really. I got to say, the words on this thing are so small, I can't even see them. But I have to
What
find
our readers?
It's you know what? We'll just leave this. I don't really care. But we're going to name that recipe, okay? Name that recipe.
Okay.
All right. Listen, this is a new segment. The first time we did it, it wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie. We had no idea what the hell was going on. But I think
Nice lead into the segment.
yeah, I think I've ironed it out. Okay, so I'm gonna ask both you guys, okay? And you both were bartenders,
Yes.
right? So you both were bartenders, okay? And I'm going to, before your Wall Street careers, mind you, okay? So you're really on very similar paths, which is super interesting. So I'll name that recipe Cocktail Edition. Here's how it works. I'm gonna give you guys clues of ingredients, okay, on a classic cocktail, okay? But before I do that, you're gonna say how many ingredients you need to name that recipe.
Oof.
So Sam, how many ingredients do you need to name that cocktail?
You say how many ingredients are in the drink, so that he can guess how many ingredients.
Don't you segment this? It's my segment.
Sorry, I apologize.
All right, I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 ingredients, okay? Sam, how many ingredients do you need to name that recipe?
I can name that recipe in 2.
Oh, wow.
I like it. Wow, Jimbo.
Can I say 5 now? No, I was going to say 4. I was going to do 4.
You're going 4. All right.
I think the last one is always like a throwaway.
Let's see what kind of bartender Sam B was. Ice.
That is not one of the ingredients.
Glass. There is your 2. I know. Here we go. Gin Campari. Name that recipe.
Negroni.
Ding, ding, ding. Sam B wins. I mean, I got to tell you, it was unbelievable. Sam, that was brilliant. It was really.
You had me at
By the way,
ice and glass.
read out the rest of the ingredients.
Well, Sam, what else is in a Negroni?
That's all we had.
Read out the ingredients.
Ice glass.
And vermouth and an orange peel.
No, it's
and ice.
gin. Ice is an ingredient?
Well, yeah, in this ingredient, yes.
Okay.
You can't have a. You can't have
I think
Negroni
you say gin, Campari,
and sweet vermouth. Orange peel. And ice cubes.
The orange peel is always a throwaway. So I thought that. Yes. Well done,
Jimmy.
Yes.
You lost. Okay, just
lost.
lose gracefully. You did have. You thought
I
you
was
going to
do it in 1,
Yes.
but
I'm going to concede. I'm going to concede very officially. I lost that fair and square. All right. At the top of the show.
Wait a minute, Jimbo. I have to talk about something a little bit more important here.
Oh.
I didn't realize, but I have to talk to you about QSR automations.
Please do. The brand.
Because I got to tell you something. You know, we talked a lot about recipe just now, right?
Yeah.
And what's so important about recipes is you need a place to keep all the recipes. And a lot of people have clipboards, right? And they've got Excel spreadsheets, and they're on pieces of paper laminated or in inserts. They're all over the kitchen. They're behind the bar. You open up, they're a mess. But you know what? QSR automations, Connect Smart Recipe Plus, you throw all those binders and everything out because they have centralized all the recipes. No more recipe books. Training has become easy. I mean, bartender, Jim, you probably trained for a week now. Bartender, you train not even for 10 minutes. 10 minutes because you're using Recipe Plus. It has pictures. It shows you got people making everything. You improve your prep time, your quality. It's easy to use software. It gives the chefs, the cooks, the bartenders, the managers one less thing to worry about by storing all your recipes in a single cloud-based interface. Jimbo, I'm loving this. I saw it at the National Restaurant Show. I did a full demo of this Recipe Plus. If I had Recipe Plus when I was a bartender,
Yes.
I got to tell you, I would have been a better bartender. I would have given away probably just as many drinks, but they would have been better drinks.
Better drinks.
Better drinks. My Negroni probably would have had all the correct ingredients. You know what I mean? It would have been better. So I'm just telling you, Jimbo, I am loving what they are doing over at QSR Automations and their Recipe Plus or their Smart Recipe, whatever it is, it's great. Okay, so just go to QSRautomations.com, Jimmy. Okay,
All right.
please.
Now,
Would you do that?
Now? Okay, I'll go now. Listen.
Yes.
I started bartending in the late 80s, and my training was I showed up for training, and the head bartender showed me how to use the cash register, and it really was 95% of our guests at the time used cash. Showed me a book behind the bar of the how to make the drinks, the ingredients.
You never opened it, did you?
And no. And he simply walked out and said, look, I'm going to go to my girlfriend's house. And I said, well, I thought you were supposed to train me. He goes, by the time I get back, you'll be better.
He's right, man.
And then he said, do me a favor, one thing you can't, get the color right. What orders you drink, try to get the color right.
It's a red drink.
And then if they don't like it, just say, that's how we make it. How do you like it? Get the color right. He once watched me make Sex on the Beach. He watched me make it every ingredient wrong. He watched the group drink it, enjoy it, love it, and he goes, you didn't get one ingredient correct. There you go. Okay.
That color is a big deal.
Even the color was wrong. Everything wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, at the top of the show, we were doing our Trivia Tuesday. I gave you 3 factoids about our friend Sam. 2 are true. 1 is false. Shadzy's gearing up. He's a little nervous.
No, I'm not, because I know now.
Okay, here are the 3 factoids. Sam's favorite meal is a steak dinner. Fact 2, Sam is a 3-time Collegiate Water Polo Association Coach of the Year. Sam's favorite TV genre is soap operas, something he picked up from his mom. Okay, Shadsy.
Yeah, I gotta be. But I think it'd be crazy if the whole water polo thing didn't. That would be crazy. That's a truth.
Okay. What if he was like a second? How about if it was a 2-time champ? Like, that'd be a little twist there, or a 4-time.
Oh, you said they're lying about that.
I'm not saying they are. I'm trying to
that really not fair to do.
Okay.
I think he doesn't watch soap operas. That's not his favorite TV genre. I don't know what it is, but it's not that.
Yes, the steak dinner.
Yeah,
yes, to the water polo.
Yeah. Hey, he's not watching soap operas. He does. No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sam B to say which of the truth, which is the less than truth, and whether Shatsy is on a winning streak or otherwise.
Otherwise.
What do you mean?
Pescatarian.
Oh,
Played water polo and coached water polo at Georgetown and UCLA.
Yeah.
Winning 3-time Coach of the Year, 2 division champions. And grew up watching soap operas with my mom.
There you go. By the way, very clear. Pescatarian, steak.
Doesn't like steak.
I like steak.
You just don't eat steak.
I just don't eat steak.
There you go. Well, they don't shun someone who doesn't like steak.
Who would have guessed that? Not me.
You know what? Given where he's working, he has plenty of choices.
Yeah, no, that's
wonderful.
I lost
choices.
that one. It was a great one. I got to tell you, I really screwed up on that one.
By the way, this is the first time we've had a 3-time Collegiate Water Polo Association Coach of the Year on the show.
All right, well, let's end up right now, Jimbo, with a little branded quickfire, shall we?
Yes,
Arguably one of the greatest segment of all podcast history. I mean, I think José Andrés, if he wants, I will let him license, if you will, our branded quickfire for his podcast, okay? All right, here we go. Sam, are you ready to play? 5 lightning round questions. Don't think too hard, don't think too long. Here we go. If you could eat dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Michael Jordan.
Love it. Most used app on your phone?
Spotify.
Favorite room service meal?
Shrimp cocktail.
What's your Uber rating?
4.90.
You didn't even think about that.
Oh, wait,
did you make that up, or was that
I
really?
Just checked it yesterday.
Checked it yesterday. Why? You feeling good? Somebody happened? Did something happen?
Guilty.
I don't understand. Yeah, I got to tell you, if I wait more than 4 minutes for an Uber, I'm canceling. I'm like, this is insanity. Do you know where I gotta be places, man? So jaded in New York City. I got to tell you, 4 minutes. I'm like, 4 minutes? Okay, here's where things get a little weird, okay? If you were to challenge Jimmy Ryan to a game of beer pong, who would you have better odds of beating beer pong?
I mean, let the battle for second place begin.
Are you an expert beer ponger? You were
college
Georgetown
water polo.
But who would you have better odds of beating? It doesn't make a difference. You just beat it. It doesn't matter.
It does, you know.
You're that good.
I will take you up on the next episode.
By the way, Shaz, when was the last time you played beer pong?
I play ping. We have a ping pong table out at the beach, so I play a little ping pong with the kids.
I didn't
But
ask
beer
you-
pong,
beer
no.
So I played a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Did
Yeah.
you really? In my usual league.
Well, not with the usual league.
In my beer pong league.
But did you play?
I did play. I played at Glosses. I played at Hill
Oh,
Country.
at Hill Country?
I played downstairs.
And how'd you do?
We did really well.
Who'd you play with?
It was my daughter's. It was a parents' night out.
But who were you playing
And
with?
I played with my friend Meg, who was fierce. Meg was fierce, and we were running.
And
the
you were
table,
killing it.
running the
And
table.
Jimmy's incredibly competitive. So whatever he's doing, even if he didn't know anything about it before, he'll pick up on it really quick, and then he'll be like,
But to be clear, I'm not saying I'm beating you, Sam.
No, but you're just very competitive.
But I definitely beat him.
Let's go to Hill Country together. I'm in.
Jimmy, my attention span, I'm off at the bar. I'm just like, who wants cocktail? Who needs drinks? Shaq, you're in the middle of it. Yeah. You take my turn. I'm going.
I agree with that. Listen, I look forward to we're going to go to Hill Country. We're going to make this happen. All right, Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
I didn't know they had that there, but I love it.
They got tables. They got.
Did they have a live band when you were there?
No, DJ.
Love it. It's
Good time. Good fun. All right. We want to thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Really do love what you, Jose, and the entire team are doing. And really leadership in the role of kind of working with hotels, working with properties. And now you're going to be running your own. This is super exciting with Bazaar.
Thank you, guys.
So congrats on all that. If for any of our listeners who want to get in touch with Sam directly, you can email the podcast team at podcast@brandedstrategic.com, and we'll be happy to make the connection. And I always want to end these episodes with a big thank you and appreciation to our listeners. Our subscriber base continues to grow.
Growing.
We're having
when you get Oscar-winning guests.
Yes,
Emmy
we're having a
winning
lot of
guests.
fun doing it, and we always want to call a little
Pescatarian guests.
little infotainment, bringing on leaders of the industry, having some fun, but also dropping some knowledge and insights. I hope that you appreciate
A lot of
folks like Sam
knowledge,
coming.
Jimmy.
So on behalf of myself, I want to show appreciation to Sam, and I'll pass it back to my boy Shatsy to close this out.
Yeah, Sam, thank you. This is awesome to all the listeners. Thank you. This is Shatsy signing off. Sam, just if everybody wants to find out where all your restaurants are, or the hotels, what is it? Is it José Andrés?
JoséAndrés.com.
JoséAndrés.com. Check it out. I got to tell you, I've been to that website. There is a lot of cool stuff there. There's a lot. You guys are selling stuff too. Like, don't you have like CPG and stuff?
We do.
They're selling stuff. Hats, shirts, sauces, oil. I made up the hats and shirts. But I just figured it must be hats and shirts. Who doesn't sell hats and shirts, right?
They can get there.
But I got to tell you, a lot of great stuff. And look for those hotels opening up, because I got to tell you, those are going to be awesome. Listen, this was great. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, everybody. Ciao.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you, guys.